Try that. A one, a two, a three. Hello, brothers and sisters. I am Blue Phoenix. I'm going to summarize all three of these creatures, and then I'm going to tell how they might impact our way of playing, if they're good for that type of style of playing, if we don't know enough for their impact, or they won't impact at all. So I have 6 different ways of style of play. To summarize all the different ways of playing Minecraft, I am not missing modding, because that technically is still in style. It's programming, changing the code, because you can literally change it. So if you don't like how to play with them, you change them. So one of the 6 is minigame making. So the people who build minigames for their friends. Also the people who would try to get an achievement or do a random goal on Minecraft for them or with others. Redstoners is literally anything you can build with redstone. So redstone farms, redstone machines, doors, flying machines, anything bothering with redstone or mob farms. Explorers are people who like to go out and see new things in the world. They don't stay in one place. They might bring stuff back that they found, go kill the Ender Dragon, go kill the next big boss, and just keep going and going and doing more and more. And once there's nothing new to do, then they go do one of the other groups. Except for speedrunner. With speedrunners are the people who go and finish the game as fast as they can. Master speedrunner. Storyteller is somebody who would build a story, role play, or looking for lore. Builder is somebody who builds structures or creates a whole world, maybe even build a story, so they could be a storyteller or builder, and usually make something for somebody else to enjoy and see, or they just enjoy looking at. Alright, so those are the 6 categories. I am going to use these 3 colors. Green for good means yeah, they definitely will impact and be good for this type of play. Yellow for okay, with maybe not, don't know enough yet. And red for won't help, with they won't impact it at all by what we know. So now let's start with the Sniffler. What we already know about the Sniffler is we can find his chest somewhere underwater, most likely in a ruined structure or a shipwreck. When he's little, he's about a little bit more than a half a block when he hatches, but he grows into about 2 block big creature. Hi. He digs for seeds. New seeds will come with him. We don't know what they are, how many. So that's the Sniffler of what we know. Now, Sniffler's impact in minigames, I can see him partly being used for people who are going really creative, like which seed can he find, set your bet here, or he could be an obstacle course in the way. So I think he'll be okay. It counts more of his mechanics and what impacts him for a minigame making, or somebody who likes to play small games. Next, for Redstoner, he is great for farming seeds. He can help you find your seeds. You start storing them. So I think he'll be good for farming, counting what he drops when he dies. Also useful for farming. Explorer, find him in the chest. He finds your seeds. It really matters how you find him. That's going to impact the exploring. He's definitely going to have stuff in it because it's stuff you can find. But after that, I don't really see his impact to help explore and keep going and seeing new places. So he's okay. For speedrunners, I don't see him having any help for a speedrunner. I don't think they need seeds to get to the end to slay the Ender Dragon. So they're going to just go right past him and ignore him, for he doesn't help them at all for it. For storytellers, they said they're going to have lore with him. So don't know what that lore is, but there's going to be lore. For building your story world, you can maybe use his age as a structure building. He's a weird creature, so you can make your brain sound more fantasy, role-playing, and magical. So I definitely see him impacting storytelling and role-playing and lore. Building his ace, if it can be... 1 minute. If it can, for builders, if his ace can be used for building, then need decorations. He can help you find seeds for your plants. Kind of, he's the only one who can find the seeds. Then he can help you find these plants to decorate your build. Makes it less have to travel outwards to get your resources. Yeah, I can see him being good for a builder. So he's a okay guy, doing good for 3 of the 6. 1 he doesn't do anything for, and the other 2 he might do something with. Now let's get to the Rascal. What we know is he's going to live underground. That you play hide and seek with him 3 times, and then he gets you an enchanted item. We don't know what happens to him afterwards. We don't know how he plays hide and seek. He's very mysterious. He's by the picture about a block, maybe a little bit taller, a little bit smaller. He's on a minecart track throughout the whole video, so I can't really tell. But that is what we know about him. So for games, he literally is a mini game. And if we are able to keep him in a certain place, use his mechanics to spawn him, you can build this cool hide and seek place, and you get to play hide and seek with him when you don't have friends, or you can play it with your friends who can find him the most. Redstoners, I can see him being farmable. Again, it counts how to find him and where he is. He gives enchanted tools, so I can see him useful for Redstoners in the farming aspect. For explorers, he's something you can do during your adventure. He gives you something new. And again, kind of how he appears and hides will impact the play, but I definitely can see him being good for explorer. Speedrunner, it counts how long it'll take to actually find him. So if he's really quick to find and you need a specific tool and he will give you the tool more often, then I can see a speedrunner using him like penguins are used to get the Ender eyes. So, maybe, maybe not. Storytelling, you find this weird guy, he's underground. I can see him being useful for stories, but also, unless you really want this creature to be in your story, I don't see that much use for his thing. Lore-wise, who knows? Everything with lore we don't fully know. So, really up in the air with storytelling. Building, he does nothing really with building. He might give you a tool to help you collect your resources, but it's much like it would be quicker and easier to make the tool than finding him. This is another thing I don't know, but I don't see him really being useful for creating and making it your creation. So that's his impact in these styles of playing. Now last and finally, our Tough Golem. Tough Golem. I am saying it right. Haha. He moves to an item, he picks it up, he goes back to his spot, and then he freezes and holds the item. We don't know how you find him. I'm guessing he's actually be made. We don't know what affects him to go pick up the item, what considered the spot, if you put him in a different spot. Don't know any of that. For minigame making or playing a little minigame, he can be used for your dungeon. If you have a dungeon, it could be grab this item from this guy or put this item on this guy. It counts how he holds the item, but I can see him being useful for minigame making. Redstone, I see him as almost like a Vex, so counting how good he is like the Vex and grabbing items and moving into one place, then I could see him being useful for Redstoners. For Redstoney, not Redstoners. For Redstone stuff. For exploration, could use him as a display your item. That's all I can see him for. Exploration person who goes looks for something, he's holding your items. If he can be found in places, then he shows more adventure. Loot for your adventure can be found on him, make it seem more special and magnificent on your journey through the world. So maybe. Now, speedrunners, yeah, he's not going to help the speedrunner at all. Even if he spawns in the world already holding items, I don't really see him being that useful for a speedrunner unless he's right there where they spawn in, holding the one item they need to get to the Ender Dragon. So I don't see him useful and helpful for a speedrunner. For storytelling, he can be used to hold your items, to display the things. He's a statue, so he can make it look like there's an evil person there, or this person has magic. So I can see him good for storytelling. There's definitely some type of lore there. He's a type of golem, so as to the golem's lore. So yes, I can see him being good for storytelling. For building, you can use him to display items in your structures. He can be literally a piece of object for your creation to make it look nice and pretty. So I definitely can see it being useful for a builder. And that's all of them right there. And their impact in each group. I'll let you look at this. This is the chart. They're all very equal on the board. 3 good, yeah, I definitely think they'll be good for the build. 2 okay, maybe not. And 1 not really helpful at all, mostly to the speedrunner. And that is it on that. So now I'm going to mention my hopeful thinking for these guys. I am going to start with the Tough Golem, since that's where I was left off on him. I'm hoping he knocks us a reskin of the Vex. I hope he has some more specialty than just pick up item, move item to spot, because it's literally more what the Vex does. Counts how you make him be interesting, and how many items he can hold and how he holds it. So I'm just hoping he might have a little bit more than a Vex has. Something unique to keep him away from that. For the Rascal, I really want him to have an interaction with the Warden. The Warden uses sound to find things. The Rascal hides. It would be cute if the Warden and him are in the same area, that the Warden will start searching for him, and he would make a little laugh or something, small noise, to help find him, and the Warden would use that noise to find him as well, leaving some cool interaction with creatures in this world, bringing more life to the world around you. I'm hoping that if he does give you new items, tools, maybe there's a enchantment that you only can get from him, so he's more useful. I'm hoping the enchantments are good. I really want to know what happens to him afterwards, because there could be many things, and if he just vanishes, gone forever, it's going to be a little bit more disappointing. I understand it if they do that, but it'll be disappointing. So I hope there's something with him afterwards, or some way to continue the hide and seek. I really want him to have an interaction with the Warden. Doesn't have to, but it would be cool. And then the Sniffler. Sniffler, I really want to ride him. His big version looks like something you could ride, maybe put a chest on. I want him to be able to be following you like a pet. Yeah, that's mostly what my hope for the Sniffler is. Also, that one of his seeds that he can find is only for him to find. Maybe trying what type of ground he digs on affects what seed he finds. So there's a lot of interesting things they could go with him and the seeds. It really matters on what plants you get with him, trying how good he is. So that is all. I hope you have a wonderful and great day. And bye!